All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Climb Your Everest workshop. So, many of you might have watched some of the videos that we recorded previously, and that's how you got introduced, or your friend might have introduced you to Climb Your Everest organization. This is a series of workshops. And my goal out of this series is to find those of you who are interested to be part of the organization. Okay. And also, if you don't want to use this series of workshops to be able to work on your leadership skills, doesn't matter where you are in your life, doesn't matter what you're doing in your life, all of us can benefit from being better and learning more leadership skills. Like we can always work on it. It's kind of like going to the gym. You don't go to the gym once and weight lift or run and say, oh, I'm done. I worked out only today, I'm done. So we cannot have just one day of leadership workshop and say, I'm done. No, this is something that you have to keep working on, keep working on. So in this series, we just started. Last month was the first session. Today is the second session. So if you're interested to be part of Climb Your Everest organization, to be an instructor, either as your main job or as your part-time job on the side, depends on you. The most important thing is your passion, your really enjoying and helping others and teaching and kind of being able to transfer the skills you have learned to other people around you. Doesn't matter who they are or where they are from. So the reason sometimes I look this way is that there's another computer here. So I'm looking at two different computers, kind of making sure everything I want to say today, I'll say it. So the our organization Climb Your Everest is about women's empowerment. I grew up in Iran and I experienced firsthand the oppressive, restrictive environment that makes gender discrimination possible. And I'm very passionate about helping women. For those of you who don't know me at all, and today is the first time you are seeing me, my name is Dr. Sarah Safari, and I'm very, I love Nepal, and I'm very passionate about helping women and empowering women and inspiring women and encouraging women to push themselves out of their comfort zone. And so I'm very thankful for all of you for being here. First of all, thank you for being here. So I've been in Nepal 13 times. And a bunch of times I climbed a lot of mountains, but most of the times I came to Nepal was for being able to work with women and being able to do the nonprofit work that I'm doing. I was actually in Nepal last month, and we did series of workshops in Kathmandu and Bhaktapur last time that I was here in Nepal. We went to Chitwan. So I'm coming back again in November, December, and we are doing more workshops, which I'll tell you more about it later. So the number one thing, if you don't receive emails from me, you have to write your email in the chat box right now, because that's the only way I'll be in communication with you. And double check your email, make sure the spelling is correct and there is no mistakes, because sometimes you type it fast and there are some mistakes. So make sure if you don't receive emails from me, check write down your email and double check it. It says that I have some text from some messages from some of you in the chat box, but I don't see them. I guess if you said something in the chat box that you want me to know, please raise your hand and unmute yourself, and so that I can hear you. Okay, so we in this series we talk about many topics. Some of the topics that we talk about that I think many people over the years really enjoyed and liking to kind of work with or learn more about has been effective communication, empathy and understanding, problem solving, critical thinking, self-confidence, leadership, different leadership skills, leadership styles, networking, how to be a good presenter, talk about your career advancement, goal setting, time management, emotional intelligence, um, diversity in leadership, resilience, adaptability. So we've been talking a lot about many, many different topics. We talked about sexual health, personal health, well-being, fitness, nutrition. So mental health, so like many topics from all walks of life. And this is how it's been going. So for you, if you want to go through the program, I'll send you a link. And actually the link is on sarahsafari.com/mentorship intro, that if you're interested to be part of the program, you have to go through the modules and watch 20-25 videos and answers questions about the videos. And then when you watch the videos, when you come to the online meetings, which is every Saturday, just kind of not every Saturday, one Saturday in a month, and for 1 hour you participate. It's Saturday morning at 8 a.m. You come to the meeting, you participate, and after online participation, after participation in the sessions, that the Zoom sessions, and then after coming in person to one of the sessions, then you be considered a pre-graduate. And then when you, as a result of participation and practicing this, I'll ask you to prepare a workshop, and you prepare a workshop and you go out there and you present the workshop in front of people. So when you get to that point, I'll explain more. So there are 4 things you need to do. You come to the online sessions, you watch the online videos, you come to the in-person session in Nepal, and then you record a 15-minute video. And after doing these 4 things, if everything happens successfully and completely based on the rules, then you can graduate from the program. And I hire you as the first part-time, and if you want to be a full-time person, then you'll be a full-time person in the organization. So that's how it goes. And so anybody, like, based on what I said so far, anybody has a question? Anybody has a question regarding what I just mentioned? Because I talked a lot. I kind of want to make sure I didn't lose you. Is that clear so far? Yes, maybe. So the whole goal is to make sure you all are learning new skills and you're using it in your life and you're sharing it with others. It is not just watching a bunch of videos and being a graduate and receiving a certificate. I want you to use that and be a part of the organization. So that's the whole purpose. Another thing that we do in the organization is our community project. So let me share this slide. So we do community project, and the purpose of community project is creating positive change and inspiring others. So for the community project, I asked you to pick an area for your project. Like you want to do something around women's empowerment, business, environment, finances, education, or animals welfare. You pick your area and you do a project and you report it back to us. So again, I kind of, since I've went over this before, if anybody is interested in a community project, I want you to let me know and I can tell you more about it later. So the purpose of the community project is that to help you to create a group of people who are like-minded like you with the same ideas, and you can come together and make a small difference in one area. And I want to be able to support you so that you can expand this in other areas in Nepal. For example, we had a group of people who were collecting trash in one small community. And So as a result, we inspire them to continue on and expand the project. So that's kind of a very small example, but that's where you can start from if that's an area that you're passionate about and interested about. Okay. We have some new people joining us. Let's see who just joined us. Sumin just joined us. Rabisha, Pramila, welcome. Thank you for being here. So again, if you are not receiving emails from me, put your emails in the chat box if you want to be in communication. Okay, great. All right, so let me start with the workshop that I have prepared for today. Let me start sharing the slides. All right. Oh. Can everybody see the slides? Yes. Can everybody see the slides?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. All right, so let me make this a little bigger. Just gonna make it bigger here. All right. Okay. So I'm actually gonna do it like this. All right. Can everybody see the slides well? Which page are you looking at? Kind of want to make sure.
Uh, this slide is quite comprehensive type.
Can you
Just
see
showing
only
next slide
one
also.
slide or two slides?
There are two slides.
Two slides? All right. Okay, how about now? Are you seeing one or two?
One slide now.
One. Okay, great. All right, so that's good. All right, that's what I wanted to make sure it's happening. All right. Okay, great, great. So, all right. So the first thing for today is that we want to go over the summary of what we're going to be doing in the next few months. Since I'm coming at the end of November, so right now it's July. You have a July session, August, September, October, November. So there's 5 more sessions. And if you want to be a graduate, you need to participate in all these 5 sessions. So I want to divide down these 5 sessions into some of the topics that you can see here on this slide. So we want to talk about innovative teaching methods. Some of you are teachers, so we want to talk about teaching methods. We want to talk about leadership and career advancement, empowerment and confidence building, entrepreneurship and financial literacy. We want to talk about community and social development and advocacy and human rights. Okay, so all the list that you can see here, these are the topics from now until end of November when you see me. Okay, so we're gonna go over all these topics by then. So if you're wondering why climb your Everest, why do I need to participate? These are the things we're gonna be talking about. Okay, so if you need, I'm gonna send the slides to all of you, but if you need to take a picture of this or write it down, please do so. But I'll be emailing this slide to all of you, so don't worry about that. So first, we have some teachers here, or maybe some educators, or some people who are going to be teaching in the future. But what's important is if you are working for Climb Your Everest organization, which means you're going to be teaching the skills you're learning here to other people, okay? So we want to talk about interactive and experiential learning, which what is experiential learning? Techniques to engage other people in the learning. So for example, right now, I'm gonna use this technique. Do some experiential learning, which I'm going to ask you to participate. And that's how I'm involving you, engaging you. So I'm going to ask a question. Can someone give me an example of some techniques to engage students actively in the class, in the classroom? Or if you are not teaching in the classroom, if you're in a meeting with 10 other people, how do you engage them in the learning process so they become part of the learning process? Anyone likes to make a comment? Just unmute yourself or raise your hand or in the chat box.
One, I would like to say one.
Yes,
If in a classroom, then we can separate the bunch of groups, then make them do group activity. And if in a meeting, then we can just pose a question and say them and make them say the answer and what their thoughts are about that.
exactly. Exactly. That was a very good example. Thank you, Rashmi. So, but we start from active experimentation. So you do an experiment and then you keep repeating it, you do different kinds of it, and you ask other people for their reflection, right? And you listen to them. And then you keep repeating this. And then when do you repeat this? Then there is a conceptualization where you talk about how did they make this as a concept and how did they understood it, okay? Or what did they get out of this experience? So by repeating this, by experimenting something, repeating it, reflecting on it, and conceptualizing it, then you kind of come up, you are really creating this experiential learning. So this is what we want to do here. So I want to involve you in the participation. You raise your hand, you share something, we keep repeating it. So you're kind of practicing public speaking here, speaking in front of strangers, using your words, practicing. And then you kind of reflect and observe, like you think about it, like, oh, that it was not that scary for me to talk in front of others. Maybe I can do it more. Maybe I should try it more. I feel more confident that I spoke in the conference in the Zoom meeting, and then I feel better about it. Okay. So then you conceptualize it. This becomes a concept for you. So this is an experiential learning. You're experimenting, and then the concept, you take it on and you start using it. It becomes you. Okay. And that's our goal. The other topics that we want to talk about is technology integration, okay? So in your classes, if you're an educator, if you're a student, if you're a teacher, if you are a person working in the bank, in a company, or even if you're not doing any of this, nowadays, if you're not using technology and the resources and online resources, it's very difficult to live in this world and keep up with everybody else and make money and find good jobs if you are not integrating technology. So now I want to hear an example from one of you, or how are you integrating technology into your life so you can have a better life, better education, better job? Someone raise your hand or just unmute yourself. Somebody, anybody?
For this, I have the example, which is right now we are also using the online technology to attend this class. So
Yeah.
it's one of the example.
Yeah, exactly. So like being on Zoom right now and participating in this class, I'm in here in the United States, you are there in Nepal, and we are connected. So by integrating, by using technology in your life, you are participating in a workshop somewhere else in the world. Other than Rashmi, I want to hear from other people. Is there anyone else who wants to talk about this? Here is a little cheat sheet, like different ways that we are using technology. So for example, right now, if you want to talk with a family member who is living somewhere else, right? You're using your phone, your computer, uh, maybe talking on FaceTime or not, right? So that's one technique. At school, if you're a student or you're a teacher, right? Using the technology to design something, right? To make plans or even connect with people on the other side of the world to learn a new skill, right? So there are many, many techniques that you can use. All right. So the next topic would be leadership and career advancement. So that I'm going to be asking two questions. One is about what leadership skill you know, and what is the leadership skill that you want to work on more and be better at it. Okay. So one thing that you're very good at and you practice enough, and one thing that you're not good at and you like to learn. I want to hear from some people. I'm gonna start calling names because it seems like not everybody is talking. So let me see. All right. Let's see. Rashmi already shared. Pranisha, do you want to share? You are very quiet today. Or Yunisha, can you hear me? How about Kabita or Sushant?
Yes, ma'am.
Kabita, tell me a leadership skill that you want to work on and you're very good at it, or a leadership skills that you want to learn more about.
I want to make my communication skills more best because I belong to law background
Mm-hmm.
and communication skills is very necessary for me to explore my point of view, to express my point of view. So I want to build my communication skills.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you are are you finished studying law? You're a lawyer or you are not a lawyer yet?
No, ma'am, I am a first year
Oh,
BLLB
first year.
student. I'm
Okay, so you are
studying.
the first year. Okay, great. That's great. So that's a great time to start working on your leadership skills so you are prepared and ready to work on it. Okay, so let me, actually, I feel like I need to make this a little smaller. All right, because I want to be able to see. Okay, great. All right. So the next thing is career planning. Let me see what was the next slide. Yes, next is career planning. So as Kavita said, she's a first year. So in the future, she's gonna be a lawyer and she's gonna be practicing law, and that's gonna be her job, right? So then she needs to do some career planning other than learning leadership skills. So what are some of the strategies that she can grow and pursue advanced opportunities, like in her education? What is the path? How can she be a better lawyer? Maybe getting some internships at some law firms, right? All of that. So we want to talk about how to plan a good career ahead of us. The next topic, which I think you most, if you have participated in the sessions, you've heard it, empowerment and confidence building, which is how do we do that? set realistic goals. I don't say that I want to go to the moon, even though people are going to the moon, but I don't say that. I set realistic goals, right? Practice self-care, taking care of yourself. You cannot be very confident if you are not taking care of yourself. Or positive self-talk, like talking in positive words about yourself. Learning new skills every day, learning something new, even if it is very, very small. And having positive people around you. If you have friends that they always tell you, you cannot do this, don't do this, you are not good at it, you will never be happy, right? You will never grow. And celebrating your achievements every time that you achieve something, celebrate it, and uh, kind of that way you can increase your self-confidence. I want to hear some examples sorry, from some of you about any of these 6 topics. How do you set goals? How do you do self-care? How do you do positive self-talk? What are some of the new skills you've learned? How do you surround yourself with positive people? And how do you celebrate your achievements? I want someone to share with me. Let me see. Who hasn't talked yet? Aslesha, Komal, Rebisha, Sushant. You guys haven't talked yet. Sumin, can you answer any of these questions, please? I said that I want the session to be interactive, not just me talking. Anyone likes to share?
I would like to share one of only out of six. I will say about one of the point only. It's about positive self-talk for me because if there is anything I want to do and I'm nervous, I'm afraid, how will I do it? And there is something that I have already failed, but I need to retry again. Then I will say that this time I'm doing better. This time I have learned from my mistakes. Now you can do it. And it's all about positive self-talk, that the nervousness goes down, and the deep breathing and all the activities we need to do to make feel positive. Because the negative self-talk might decrease our chances, because we are going to the path where we are already thinking that we have failed that thing. So the positive self-talk is really something for me.
That's great. Yes, that's great. Thank you. Thank you, Rashmi. Sumin, do you want to share about any of these? I saw that you unmuted yourself.
Yes, ma'am. I didn't get your question.
The question was, answer any of these 6 questions. How do you practice self-care, set goals? How do you do positive self-talk? What are some of the new skills you've learned? How do you surround yourself with positive people? Or how do you celebrate your achievement?
Uh, I will learn new skills. I'm from engineering background, and for my career development plus betterment, uh, for professional betterment, I learn new skills. I learned AutoCAD for designing buildings and interior designings. Also, I learned SAP and ETAS for analysis of the buildings, and SketchUp for 3D, 3D designs. In this way, if I know more about my professional, then I can improve my confidence and empower self. And that's all.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. These are all very good examples. So I have some of these I already went over in the live workshop that we had together in Nepal. So some of this you already heard it from me, but this is some of the strategies that you can use for boosting your self-confidence. One of the most important leadership skills that you can learn is working on your confidence, right? So how do you boost that? You cannot be a leader without having confidence, right? So some of the techniques that we talked about are here. Like, how do you surround yourself with positive people? Well, you have a support network, you have people around you. How do you celebrate your achievements? You make a list of your achievements and you make sure you don't lose it, right? How do you embrace failure as a learning opportunity, right? Rather than be upset about, oh my God, I failed. You set up for yourself a growth mindset rather than thinking about failure as a negative thing. You look at it as a positive thing. And how do you do self-care? Of course, you have a routine wellness activities. So you have like today I'm gonna go for a walk for 20 minutes. Today I try to eat more vegetables, less carbs, so less rice, more vegetables, right? And lastly, to boost your confidence, you set realistic goals, which we talked about before. You might have heard about SMART goals, right? Goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time limited, time bound. So when you come to the in-person workshop, we talk about the SMART goals. Any questions so far? Any questions? Anything else that you want me to explain on this slide about the strategies for boosting confidence? Any question? If you have any questions, either unmute yourself or raise your hand. No? Okay. So one thing that I want all of you to start doing from today is self-advocacy. Okay? So advocating for yourself. There is nobody who will come to advocate for you, or just you need to do it for yourself. You need to learn how to boost your confidence. We talked about some strategies in the previous style, and you need to be able to confidently talk about yourself. Okay, take care of yourself. So we want to, and previously we talked about how to build your resume, how to have a nice resume. So when you want to get a job, right, you need to be able to have a good resume. So we had sessions before on how to building resume. And actually, I asked participants to send me their resume for feedback. And Rashmi is one of the people who sent me her resume. Did you receive feedback, Rashmi?
Yes, I did receive feedback and
Yeah.
it was helpful.
Good, 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 good. All right, great. So that's, I want you to start doing this from today, working on self-advocacy. Next thing is a small business skills. We're gonna soon talk about how you can, what are some of the strategies that you can start having your small business. Your business doesn't have to be something crazy and big. It can be something really small. Like you start crochet, you start uh, baking something, cooking something and selling it. Maybe you start something about farming. Maybe you start something about women's empowerment, hiring other women to do some arts work, maybe helping others to come up with ideas in rural areas to start a small business, right? So that's something that we're going to be talking about. And also, we're going to talk about financial planning and financial literacy. We want to see how are you protecting yourself financially. Are you receiving an income? If you're receiving income, how much of it are you spending? How much of it are you saving? How much of it are you investing? Right? Are you protecting yourself financially? Do you know how to do budgeting? This is the workshop that Unisha will be doing for us. Unisha, are you still here? I don't see her, but Unisha will be doing a financial planning workshop for us pretty soon. And lastly is community and social development. Actually, before we go to here, I want to hear some ideas from you. Give me some ideas on small business skills. And do we have anyone here who likes to start a small business, or you already have a small business? What are some of the skills that's you want to learn, or who's interested here to even having a small business?
I have one
Yes.
business, like a small business, buying product and selling them in online
Okay.
sources. And we have started like selling Jhumka and bag for girls, but we cannot sell it properly because of our online resources.
Hmm.
Like we don't know how to sell in market, like giving, we don't know about the strategy. Then
Hmm.
how can we make that happen?
Okay, that's great.
Or
That's a very good example. That's good. So basically, your main question is, first of all, congratulations on creating a business and selling the small things here and there. But so your question is because of the online system, or online selling is difficult in Nepal, right?
yes,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
so tough.
All right. Okay, that's good. Maybe we can discuss this. Maybe some people here have some ideas that they can help you with that. That's very good. Thank you so much. All right. So now the next question is, anybody else likes to talk about the small business? Do we have anyone here who has a small business or like to start a small business?
I would as I want to start my business. I can frustrate, I can do inventory, but I don't have an idea how to start and how to actually work on it.
Mm-hmm. Good. Good. What are you, Kamal, what are you studying?
I'm doing SCCA and I am full-time employee also, so it's really hard
Oh,
for me
you're a full-time
to move.
employee?
Yes,
Okay, and what do you do for work?
I work in finance in a construction company.
Okay, good. All right. And you said who introduced you to our program?
UNISA.
Oh, Unisha. Okay. All right. Okay, got it. Okay, so yeah, that's a very good. So maybe we can talk about different ideas. What are some of the different ideas that we can talk about and discuss, and you see which one you like, or which one will help you the most. The funny thing about the small businesses, sometimes uh, even the things that we might not like at this moment, or you don't even think about at this moment, when you start doing it, you realize you're so good at it. But at this moment, because you haven't started, it seems like maybe you're not even interested. So that's a good topic for us to talk about. What are some of the skills we need to learn if we want to start a small business? Okay, Great. Now we want to go to this financial literacy and financial planning. I want to hear from some of you. How do you manage your budgeting in terms of spending and saving and investing? How are you protecting yourself? Is anybody likes to share around that? Unisha is back here. Unisha, do you want to talk about that? Because you're in finance.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm currently a student, so I have limited finance to spend off. So I plan my finance accordingly. First is right now I don't need to pay the exam fee, but for my personal expenses, I first spend on those which is very important for me, and it is urgent to spend off for the food.
Mm-hmm.
And last time my laptop broke down, so that was an unexpected expense for me. So for in that case, my saving work. So so I very kind of save small, maybe it's a small amount of money. I save it for such unconditional times. And for investing, I limit my expenses if they are not very important, and it can be managed by other means, and I limit my finance,
Mm-hmm.
and I do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's very good. That's very good. So maybe we can kind of talk more in details with some slides on what are like for a person who lives in Nepal, what are the options? What would be the different ways to learn how to save better, how to invest better, how to create a side business, kind of the financial side of it. I would love to have a discussion around that. Is there anyone else to share about this slide, their financial planning, budgeting, saving, and investing? Anyone wants to share?
Actually, I don't have an income. I get money from my parents. But as a student, how I did back in Kathmandu was I needed to manage that amount of money they send me every month, to categorize it into some rental money, monthly rents of the room I'm staying. Then for the groceries, because I was living in a room, so we used to cook our own food. And some for traveling, and some for stationary items if we need any. So this was the category. And if in any months it was less, I did expense less, I spend less, then I should save that money. And it came hand in, just like to the Unisa. My laptop broke down, and I didn't have to ask extra money because I already had that saved money. So it was like that for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's great. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. That's amazing. That's very good. I know, like, uh, if I think if you make this the main topic of the day, it would be much easier to talk about different aspects of it. So maybe when we are talking about financial literacy, then where everybody else also can bring in some new ideas on what would be the best way to do to learn more about how to be better with finances. Okay, so the last topic that I like to talk about today, which is the community and social development. That's another topic that we want to talk about. Okay. So to create big changes, you need to create a community. You need to have a community project. So I want you guys to start networking, connecting with others, but not connecting with others just to find friends, but to start different projects for the community. Okay? That gives you an avenue to start gaining self-confidence, leading others, helping others, working with others, right? Rather than wasting your time on YouTube and TV and phone and social media, I want you to focus building community projects, something that benefits your local community, very small but impactful. Okay? Networking, creating, maintaining support networks, finding other people around you, other, if you're a student, other students who are like-minded, other teachers, people around you who are like-minded, who might want to make a difference. Women's rights, right? Understanding and advocating for women's rights and gender equality. This is the issue for the world. And 50% women are 50% of the population of the earth. And if 50% of the population of the earth, the planet, is being suppressed, we can never live our life fully as human beings on this planet. So I think it's very important to not to suppress that 50% and talk about it. You don't have to do much. Talk about it, educate yourself, study, understand it, advocate it. And humanitarian issues, bringing awareness. Like I know some of you are so interested to learn more about and do something for animals. Start reading about that. I know some of you are very much interested in environmental issues. Learn, do something about it, educate yourself, bring awareness, create community projects around that, and do some social development. That's very important. And I want to support you around it. So if you have project in any of these areas, I want to be able to support you. So do something. I can help you. I can mentor you, and we can take it on to the next level. All right. Any questions? It is right now 9 a.m. So the workshop is 1 hour. So we are done with the workshop. Any questions, comments, concerns? Anybody wants to share anything at this moment? No? You guys have been very quiet today. All right. So before we go, I wanted to take a group picture. So if you can turn on your camera so we can take a group picture together. This is my way of seeing who is here and who is not here. So, all right. All right. So good to see you, your faces. If you are here, please turn on your camera. You all look beautiful and amazing. So don't worry about anything. Turn on your camera. Confidence. You all look gorgeous. All right. Everyone is good? Ready? Are you ready for the picture? Yes? So whoever has their camera on, they're present. All right. Ready? Smile. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. It's instead of writing down everybody's names, I think it is much easier to take a picture together. All right, so let me stop the recording.